Okay, before I get started, I just want to mention one thing, that I am a very rare hockey player. I still have all my teeth. So that means I talk well. But I just want to ask a couple of questions for you guys first. Goal-wise, help me dial in what we talk about, because you can speak for decades about health and nutrition. It's an evolving industry, health and fitness. So it's always on the up knowledge. But if you know what we're working toward, you'll have the ability to see how to hone in on the information that we can categorize it just for you guys. I know you're doing a weight loss challenge, so that's fantastic that we can talk about that directly. And come on, you guys, no problem. Come on. And who in here is just looking for better health? Raise your hands here. If you're holding a tray, don't raise your hands. Okay, what about less body fat? People are feeling the body fat challenge? Okay. Good amount there. Okay. Anyone work out, do sports performance, want more muscle tone? How about energy levels? You want to just raise both hands? All right, so you can see these are all the above. Okay, yes. Answer D. Okay. That is pretty typical in a group this size. If I'm speaking at the Orlando Predators, they're all talking about sports performance. If I'm speaking at a college athletic team, it's sports performance. But as soon as I walk into a weight challenge group or something, it's all about body fat loss, and especially if there's money on the line. I don't know if you guys have a tally going on your thing or not, but they're all like, well, tell me, but don't tell everybody else, right? So the biggest thing you have to realize is definitive idea of philosophy. How many of you, if I ask the question specifically, if I say who wants weight loss, would raise their hand? Okay. Who's not going to raise your hand no matter what I say? Raise your hand. Go ahead. Here's the big thing. When I say weight loss, people naturally assume that's fat loss. You guys know that's not true. There's a distinct difference between weight loss and fat loss. So when I speak to you today, I'm going to speak specifically on fat loss. But everybody raised their hand when they said they wanted more energy, more muscle tone, better health, right? Weight loss clinics and different types of weight loss philosophy is exactly what they say it is. It's weight loss. That means it's non-selective. You're going to lose everything. Bone density, muscle mass, dehydration. You could cut your hair and be lighter. You could cut off your arm and be lighter. Not the goal, right? So our main concern is to speak correctly about fat loss and better health so that what you do becomes sustainable and predictable. Anybody want to know that you know? Okay. That's really what we're trying to accomplish here, is better knowledge, because 80% of the American population is told how to do this based on weight loss, which in my opinion is backwards. I weigh 202 pounds. I'm 45 years old. How many people would think that I eat more than 2,000 calories a day? How much more?
3,000.
3,000? I see 4?
3,000.
5? 6?
35.
7? You're not there yet.
No.
I eat between 7,000 and 8,000 calories a day. And I don't do cardio. It's not that cardio is bad, don't get me wrong. It's just I don't want to burn off the calories doing something when I'm already at my goal weight. So if you knew the truth about how to do this, it would frighten you how often you've done it wrong. Does that kind of ring a bell, like kind of shake you a little bit?
Yeah, show me.
Okay. Have you ever heard that if you burn more calories than you take in, you lose weight? That's true. Anybody want to lose weight now that I said what I said? No, you want to lose fat. So if you're going to do fat loss, you want to make sure that you burn more energy calories than you take in. Not all calories. You ever heard of calories a calorie? Okay, I had a doctor sitting in front of me at a seminar, and 16 doctors at the seminar. And it was interesting that they all agreed calories a calorie. It's a measurement of energy output. If you can change water from 15 degrees Celsius to 16 degrees, that is a calorie. It's how to measure the output of energy. By medical definition, that's true. Do you care, or do you just want to lose body fat? So in practical application, are you telling me, Doc, that a powdered donut and a salmon fillet do the same thing in my body? He's like, well, no. I said, so calorie is not a calorie. Have you ever heard someone say, I binged on broccoli? Nay. So my point is, if you eat good food, stop portion controlling to tiny amounts of things that are good for you. Your body will thank you if you put enough of the right nutrients in you. Because if calories were actually your enemy, if you never ate, you should be the healthiest person on the planet, according to them. We know that's called a malnourishment disease, right? So there has to be this number of how much are correct, and what are the steps I go through if I'm going to go through change. Now, when I'm working with Olympic athletes or we're sitting down with professional athletes, we go through all 8 steps of the Olympic protocol. We have a checklist. How many of you even knew there were 8 steps in the Olympic protocol? That's a problem in America alone. They should teach this through high school as proper steps to let people know how to win the weight war for life, but you're not always fighting an uphill battle. So we've broken it down to simplify it into 3 categories. So I can tell you that people that are dealing with morbid obesity are not going to go out and join CrossFit and start doing muscle ups and wall balls. It's not going to happen. So like in Trish's case here, she was over 500 pounds. She doesn't know her exact weight because the scale didn't go above 500. So when she first started on the plan, she needed to start with the first step, not the last step. The first of the 3 steps is rebalancing your body. The second step is proper nutrition. The third step is exercise. So when you go through balance, then feed, then move, your body can predict it and sustain it when you get there. So then you own the weight war for life. You own it. You know what you're doing. But when you skip the first step because you didn't know it existed, you reverse the second step and you undereat. The third step is very inefficient. It's good to do. I love exercise. Trust me, I get addicted to the gym side because the natural endorphins, the results are there. How many people love to work out? It's usually about 50%. How many people love the results of working out, but don't like the training? That's the big part. You want to get addicted to the results because you know that it's going somewhere that you want. Am I right? I want to know that everything's worth it. So here's I'm going to teach you guys the secrets today for free right now. You guys are going to know when you leave here more than 95% of America. You okay with that? Okay. Can you flip to the second slide for me, please? I'm just going to show you. This is Lee at 58, 2 months before his 59th birthday. This is Lee at 60, eating 4,000 calories a day. His doctor gave him 2 years to live with his physical, which is why he walked in and hired one of our trainers. Up in Altamont, by the way, he lives here in town. So when Lee saw the program, he said, my doctor said I have to eat right and exercise. And the trainer, Marco, he says, so what did he tell you to do? He says, he told him to hire a trainer and nutritionist. He doesn't have anything in his office. You guys know that our medical personnel today, medical doctors, get 1 class, 3 class hours. Their second year in school, their first semester on health and nutrition. 1 class for an MD. That's scary, isn't it? They're thinking drugs before you walked in. They got 38 class hours on drug interactions. You know, the United States population is about 320 million people. The world population is 7 billion. We're a little less than 4.5% of the world's population. 50% of all the prescription drugs on the planet are consumed by Americans. Does anybody want to manage sickness or be healthy? Healthy. I'd rather not need that. 2 years to live. By the way, he's 66 now and is a personal trainer. He used to be the restaurant manager, he was the GM of the Italian restaurant at Epcot. He says, I ate myself into this position. I had to get myself out. He left that position after a couple of years, and he went into the training industry, and now he teaches. Dr. Don Colbert has some books out on health and nutrition. He wrote 2 of the chapters and is the guy in the photos. 2 years to live, now writing with books on health and nutrition. It's an amazing change. So what I'm telling you is age is unrelated. It doesn't matter where you start, it's just did you start. Any day you wake up and not a white chalk line around your body, good day, got time. All right? So switch this again real quick. That next one. Two runners. One understands nutrition, happens to be an Olympian. One does not. Any guesses which one is which? Okay, now yeah, I know the age difference is a little different between the two. I don't know the ages, but I will share with you. There's a term in the health industry from medical doctors that's called sarcopenia. It means muscle mass loss due to aging. I venture to say, in my opinion, that is a false diagnosis. I say it's a bad environment over time. If you increase the energy output, but don't increase the quality of the calories, then you end up with a different outcome long term. So why would you put in all the effort to accelerate aging? This doesn't seem quite as knowledgeable for me to do this purposefully. It's not just can I run, it's did I have a longevity of life? Because I'll tell you, the average American does die at age 67 on average, and that comes from all statistics. The average athlete dies at age 62. Average doctor dies at age 57. Just telling you stats. The difference between quality of life and longevity of life was, did your exercise, which depletes minerals and nutrients out of your body at an accelerated rate, did you back it up? As soon as you line up the nutrition, you also extend the longevity of life with the quality. And therein lies the secret. If you balance it and feed it correctly, that's health. You exercise, that's fitness. Anybody ever heard of the health and fitness industry? Try not to do unhealthy things to try to look fit. Line them up. All right, if you can put the screen up, I'm going to go ahead and go through this real quick on the board up here. So I'm going to show you guys what I teach in personal training certification classes as to the first step. Why is it so important? But I want to do a little quick lesson on FDA labels. You guys have different food items in front of you. If you've ever read an FDA label, just hit the power off, and when it gives you the prompt, just hit the kill all, whatever it says. Not you guys. There we go. Sorry, I'm scared. The FDA label. If you ever look at the bottom of the FDA label, it tells you how many calories a day that's based on. Anybody know what it says? How many calories? 2,000. Okay, you've all read that. Did you see right next to it there what it says that person's body weight is? Who that is? No? Oh, you didn't see that? It's not written on there, is it? Wouldn't it be great to know the baseline? That's what's called half information. And if I could just share with you guys, the FDA label is based on a 120-pound sedentary female. Optimal nutritional caloric intake is 2,000 calories a day. Now, obviously, you want to make good choices to get that 2,000 calories. You don't want to get it all from Dunkin' Donuts. Right? But you also want to make sure that you're getting enough. If you wanted to build a house and you ordered 6 2x4s, you're getting one door frame. If you don't put the materials into the body to help it replenish the 70 to 100 trillion cells that are constantly replicating, how do you think they're going to replicate? You have a problem. Every 18 months, your body is 100% new. Bones, ligaments, tendons, muscle tissue, organs, brain, everything has replenished every 18 months. What was the environment it replenished in? The cells can only regenerate to a certain level. Metabolically, we can bring you back. Anybody remember your metabolism when you're 18? You can have it back. It's correctable in about 38 days. That's the balance step. You guys ever heard a biology class where they talked about this word, it says homeostasis? A true state of balance of the human body? Has anybody ever shared with you how to do it? No. Wouldn't it be great to be back to your 18-year-old efficiency before you started working out with Daniel and these guys? Yes. They're going to work you out. How many of you work out with Daniel and Linda? Awesome. Love it. They're great trainers. They have a great reputation. I love these guys. They really know what they're doing. If you could ever get time with them, spend some time with them. I know there's some other trainers that work here on the field. You guys are working out with them. Anybody else with the other trainers here? Heard good things. I don't know them personally, but I'll tell you, I've heard some good things from Daniel saying I like what they do. We've got some good people here on Tupperware. You guys have some great support here. So we really thank HR for that. That's unusual in a lot of companies. They don't go to this extent. So you want to thank them for that. So here's an interesting on the RDA. Do you guys know that RDA stands for what? Recommended daily allowance. Yes, required or recommended, yeah. Do you guys know that that's based on a 120-pound female? To not have scurvy, malnourishment disease, those are not optimals, those are minimums. So if it says 100% of the RDA, that's not what you're shooting for. That's what you want to make sure you're well above. The RDA was established in 1941 by 3 doctors. What happened December 7th, 1941? Pearl Harbor got bombed. So we're going into World War II. So the United States government asked the 3 doctors that if you could please design, based on this 120-pound female, what we need to do for post-World War II food rationing. So if you never saw the history of the RDA, you may not know that that is not the goal, that's the minimum. So 2,000 calories a day is what you're supposed to eat if you're sedentary. What happens if you go to work out 3 days a week? Should you eat more or less? So why does the average person diet and exercise? Is this rocking you a little bit? Okay. Solution. Let's take the initial step of balance. When you get yourself balanced right, oh great, they give you child-proof pants. I don't even see how the cap comes on.
Are they dry erase?
They come with my own. Okay. Here's the thing. Take an 18-year-old eating 2,000 calories a day. Remember your metabolism at 18. Has anybody ever heard a statement like this? Well, of course you can eat that medium pizza every week. You're 18, you have a high metabolism. So how did they have that? What is the signal in the body that says, stay up here, enjoy everything, get away with it? They have a 90% efficient in the average American who actually is absorbing the nutrition. Your metabolism does not register what you eat. It registers what you eat and absorb. Quick medical term. This pen is outside my body. It's exogenous. If I eat the pen, it is endogenous would be the term, but not unless it absorbs. This is plastic. I can't digest it. It will not absorb. Your digestive system is an open tube, top to bottom. Anything that does not digest and get into your cells does not metabolize, and your metabolism does not read it. There are 5 metabolic signals your body's looking for that you're in control. I won't be able to get into all the details on all 5. I'm going to tell you this is the number 1. But you guys are welcome to take information and go to my website. I have the full seminar on there if you want to go see that. PDF downloads, anything you want to print, nutrition pages, example days, recipe books. They're all free and on the website. We'll give that to you at the end. We'll give you information. Average American 18-year-old is 90% efficient. The metabolic signal is 1,800. Anybody heard of a preservative? It does not stop preserving because you eat it. It lines the coats the lining of your intestines, and that actually helps to block absorption of nutrition. It's a negative side effect. It just happens to be a necessary evil in some cases. Anybody heard of the synthetic sweetener? Anybody drinking diet sodas? There's 3 packets equal in every diet soda that's 12 ounces. It's about the amount they use, synthetic sweetener. How long does it take to digest 1 packet of equal through the human body? Equal or sweetened milk? 15 weeks. That's the average. Average American who eats, drinks, synthetic sweeteners, diet sodas, puts it in their unsweet teas. The synthetic ones, not Splenda, not Truvia, Stevia, those things, but the synthetic ones take a while to digest. The FDA doesn't deem it to be toxic because it doesn't actually absorb, but it doesn't also get out. So it just physically blocks the absorption of any healthy food you eat. So if you eat the salmon, filet, and vegetables, you may not be getting a lot. So synthetic sweeteners, preservatives, additives, fillers, GMO seed, antibiotics, found in meats, hormones, every single one of these drops the efficiency. Can we have a few guesses? Just guess. If you are the average, and all I did was pull a whole bunch of reports on absorption rates. The average age in the reports was 39 in these medical journals. If they eat the exact same nutritional plan at 39 or 18 in America, what do you think the absorption rate is by the time you're 39 years old? 40? Okay, someone said 50, someone said 40. Anybody think higher or lower? Okay, you're on the right track. 10. Are you speaking from personal experience here?
Yes.
Yes. So they're right. Okay. 22.4. So just think logically behind this. I don't get it. When I was 20 years old, I used to do that diet and I dropped weight like this. But when I turned 35, nothing. You guys know that age time frame? It's because when you're doing diet plans, you still have a high metabolism, you burn more than you take in, your body will respond to that. But when your metabolic signal keeps thinking you're starving because now you're only absorbing 448 calories a day, you have survival mechanisms in your DNA that says keep you alive. So it turns on a hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin turns on cortisol and insulin, and it tells your body you're starving, and you start to crave sugars and carbs. How do I go on a diet and a Reese cup knows my name? What is that? It's that survival mechanism saying give yourself glycogen and energy to be sure that your body can store energy to run your autonomic nervous system, your heartbeat, your breathing, peristalsis, endocrine secretion. Blink your eyes. That process cannot stop. So your body stores energy. And how do we store it? Body fat. So your body is turning on all these body fat storage because it's dropping your metabolism. It makes it go down to make sure that you're not underfed. So when we start to see our metabolism drop, when we start to get a body fat increase, we logically say, I need to go on a diet. Let's say we put it in 1,200 calories. I now have never done anything to fix this, so that's the same. I'm absorbing 265. I would have a metabolism here. I'm now eating here, so I see a little bit of weight loss until the new metabolic adjustment happens down. They meet, and I hit a plateau. You guys know this. That's awesome. I'm useless. You know? You see what I'm saying? How many of you want to break a plateau? Fix this. It takes 30 days. Just do a cleanse and detox and get your body to get the new nutrients back in. Get your system a fresh start. Before you go on a healthy nutrition plan. Because if you just do this plan, when you hit the plateau, you're starving, you're irritable, you're making your spouse unhappy, you're not seeing results, what do you do with your diet? Out the window. So here comes back the body fat in the water, but not the muscle you may have lost, the bone density, the organ health, the healthy tissue. You get to earn that through exercise and proper nutrition. Now you're back into Daniel and Linda's world. You got to get back into that kind of stuff, but you better back it up with nutrition. If you start to put the good things in, your body will respond. If you just get frustrated and say, well, I'm no longer going to this one, I'm going to go to this diet. It's just another calorie restrictive diet by another name. And then I go to this one, and then I go to this one. And then you're frustrated and say, I tried everything. Have you? As you keep going back on these other diets, and by the way, that's the definition of yo-yoing. Anybody familiar? Okay? Fix this. Remember how I said it's accelerated aging? If you're underfed, your body's losing everything. If I were to put that in perspective there, do you guys know the definition of an athlete? What it's actually labeled as? It's someone at optimal human function. They're athletically able to achieve great feats of athletic ability. You know what the definition of age management is? The preservation of optimal human function. Eat like an athlete, train like an athlete, look like an athlete. I don't care if you apply to a sport. I used to be a level 5 competitive hockey player. Now I watch it on TV. I'm a forward. I work out, I do everything, but I watch it, I don't play it. Unless it's just at the RDV in an adult, non-check men's exercise league. That's it. Does this reveal some things to you guys? Anybody glad you saw this? Does this kind of line up some things in your head? What's the first 3 letters of the word diet? I'm just saying. If that's true, try to avoid it. I don't mind good quality. I got a snort. I love it. My favorite person here today, right now. I love it. So our goal is to fix this. Here's why I say that. Because you have the ability to get your body prepped and ready. Would you rather work out for an hour or 15 minutes for the same result? Isn't this 4 times higher than this? So if we can correct this and then feed properly into the body, your body will thank you constantly. So how many of you know what a proper portion size is for you? What do you think the guidelines would be?
It's based on your hand.
The whole hand or the palm?
Like your palm, your thumb.
Okay.
Fingers.
Okay. Diet world says palm. Sports world says hand. Whole hand. Because if you're eating grilled chicken and a salad and some steamed vegetables, why do I have to have a half portion? Why just the palm? Why not the whole thing? So, if you make a fist, hold your hand up. Look at her palm. Look at my hand.
Wow.
Can you imagine a 5-year-old? Anybody know who Shaq is? Okay, so when you see someone say, "Oh, eat the size of a deck of cards," I'm like, "Who are you talking to?" Make sure it fits you. You always have your measuring devices with you, unless you're in India and steal 2 things. They're just going to lock your hands off. You can't have them anymore. But you just put your hand by the plate. If it's 1 fist protein, 2 fist carbs, it's balanced and even. The lower the sugar carbs, the higher the quality, the more organic and natural. You guys know that all the stuff we find in our foods is why there's such a huge trend toward farmers markets and local growers and organic and green wines. You see all these different labels coming out today because they know scientifically this is going on. People that are researching and studying this realize if we could just fix the baseline, balance you, put enough of the right nutrients in you, your body goes, "Thank you," turns on a hormone called leptin instead of ghrelin. And leptin halts the cascade effect of fat storage hormones. Your body says, "I have enough. I no longer need to hang on to this excess. Let's just melt that off 24 hours a day." It's kind of interesting that athletes, like anybody saw the Olympics and Michael Phelps was swimming, he's got 24 Olympic medals. Did you hear how many calories he ate today? 12 to 16,000. 6'4", never weighed 200 pounds. Okay, I've heard the whole story of him coming out like he smoked marijuana. Munchies help. Okay. Food is definitely in an athlete's plan, not the marijuana, it's just joking. But I hate humor, don't ever use it. So the whole thing about it is you're just trying to fix your system, feed your system, move your system. Do it consistently, the body adapts. And your body changes quality. Okay, I'm going to stop there, but I'll say if you guys have questions about this, the website's the information you can go to. You can always meet with Daniel or your trainer, the people that you guys are working with or adapt on this. Ask them about some of these other steps. It will help you to start to line this up. I'm going to open this up for questions, though. Anybody have any specifics you'd like me to go on? Yes, you're first.
So you recommended to rebalance by going and detoxing your body.
Correct.
Can you clarify what you mean by detox? Because that's several different definitions out there of how to detox.
Right. We use cleanse and detox, which is generally just probiotics, enzymes that help get rid of buildup, and fiber. Because fiber is like the scrub brush for the intestines. So we use a 10-day non-laxative cleanse. You can eat while you're on it. You guys realize proper amounts of water. Anybody know what proper amounts of water on? And I'll explain why this is part of the cleanse and detox. How much is proper?
Half your body weight in ounces.
Half your body weight in ounces. The rule in athletics or in proper health school is feed the body you want, hydrate the body you have. If you're 100 pounds overweight, don't feed that, stay hydrated. If you're 50 pounds underweight, some kid was playing the NFL and he's 150 pounds, he's coming out of high school, we have to feed them above their current weight to help feed the athlete. But I only have to hydrate what he is. So you hydrate the body you have, you feed the body you want. Yes, it's half your body weight in ounces per day. There's 2 things you may add for. One is climate. This is Florida. One is activity, when you exercise. but half your body weight in ounces. You want to make sure your body is able to flush toxicity out. It helps to keep the digestive system flowing. If you ever put food in the garbage disposal but don't turn the water on, it's hard to keep the system moving, the pipes flowing. So you want to do that for yourself too. I know it's a great visual, isn't it? Yeah. But you'll remember it. So portion sizes, your hands, water's half your body weight. We use a 10-day herbal cleanse to allow that to happen. And we follow it with good micronutrients. The micronutrients in your body are your enzymes. First, probiotics should almost standard be in your diet if you live in America. There's just enough stuff in our food that kills it off. We need to help keep it up. Multivitamin, calcium, omegas, these are things you want to keep as a baseline because the average American is deficient in a lot of this. Just to give you an idea, if you were to get enough of the multivitamin, calcium, omegas that your body needed per day from food alone, 120-pound sedentary female must eat 8 pounds of raw vegetables a day, just for vitamins and minerals. I don't see anybody eating 8 pounds raw. Have you ever chewed raw broccoli? That's hard. So sometimes supplementation can help fill that, adding to your nutrition plan, giving you the right nutrients. It does help. It adds to the baseline. Yeah.
What is the truth behind all the supplements, like pre-workout, protein, like there's all the stuff that you're supposed to be taking, amino acids, creatine, like what do you really need? Is it just,
Okay.
you know?
It's a great question, and obviously you work out in some form.
Yeah.
Okay. Cleanse and detox. This is the 8 steps of the Olympic protocol. Oxygen, H2O, water, micronutrients. 5 is a horrible handwriting, sorry. Macronutrients. 6 is fill the gaps, okay? So when I'm going to micronutrients, I'll use a baseline probiotic first, a multivitamin second, an omega third with calcium plus, calcium magnesium. The reason for that is 80% of Americans are deficient in those. So I'll maintain that micronutrient profile here. Enzymes, vitamins, and minerals. So I keep the baseline health here. Oxygen is your B vitamins. You ever look at how much B6 the human body is supposed to have? Anybody have an RDA, what it says 100% of the RDA is in B6? It's 1.3. If you look, you'll see how much is in foods. A lot of the foods that we have in package don't have a lot of B's, so I'm not going to see it. So B vitamins, RDA is 1.3 milligrams a day. Ideal is 30 to 100. B vitamins carry oxygen. Oxygen is the most important thing you put in your body. After you cleanse and detox, this is the order of importance your body looks for things. To answer your question, B vitamins first, hydration second. If you don't believe me, just hold your breath until you're thirsty. First, second, okay? Micronutrients, I'm sorry, but you'll remember it. So, once you have half your body weight in water, then you go to the micronutrients, the enzymes, vitamins, and minerals. If you look at that, these 4 steps is how you create homeostasis. That's balance. Macronutrients are proteins, carbs, and fats. And there's an Olympic formula, and then there's a sedentary formula. So if I'm working with an athlete, I pull out the Olympic formula cheat sheet, I put their goal weight in, and I tell them this is what you're supposed to eat. And it tells their body to go straight to the number. So my actual number is 4,200 calories a day for 210 pounds. My goal weight. At 5% body fat, I want to be 210 at 5. That's my goal right now. So I just feed as if I'm 5% at 210. My body says, there, okay. Because I'm telling it to. But I shouldn't eat 1,200 calories a day. Your body goes, but you're working out 4 days a week, and you're eating 1,200 calories a day, the metabolism says go down, this one says go up. You wonder why people look the same a year after they join the gym? Because they're eating 1,200 calories a day and working out like an athlete. They're getting total ends of the spectrum different. Line them all up. Let the body go. So if you can't get to 5 or 6 meals a day with a proper nutrient balance to break it up, about every 3 to 4 hours the stomach empties. Put something in your stomach, it produces leptin, because the body says, oh, we have enough. So it turns off all those hormones. It's another thing, it's the timeline. So you eat about every 3 to 4 hours. If I can't get to a meal, I fill the gaps. Maybe meal replacement shake. Could be a gap filler because I can't get to real food. Anybody in here have a job? Okay. Sometimes you're busy. Fill the gaps. Right here is the line. This is all health. This is fitness, 7 and 8. 8 is training. Make sure the training program you have matches your goal. You want to be a marathon runner? Don't do powerlifting movements. Go run. You want to be a power lifter? Don't just run and then show up to the event. That weight's going to crush you. But 7 is performance enhancement or recovery enhancement. I will use performance products like a pre-workout. Nitric oxide releases L-arginines, or the berry extract that actually works with the salivary pathway. I may use a creatine for cell volumization. I may use NO2 gold for mitochondrial function. Maybe a B vitamin drink pre-workout, maybe a rehydration drink, and put together the Olympian mix. I may use a post-workout recovery shake. Maybe for hormones, I take nighttime recovery or something that makes my pituitary produce more growth hormone, testosterone, IGF-1, TSH. If anybody recognizes the names of some of the things I'm saying, you know where I'm at. We exclusively endorse that. It's the only one past the Olympics. We train Olympians. It's the only one we can use. So performance products are there to enhance the training. If you take Muscle Fuel, O2 Gold, Spark Hydro, and watch TV, why? That makes no sense whatsoever. You're just going to sit there and play with your TV set while you're working out. So this is only when you're working out. This is fitness. This is health. Don't skip this to do this. There's a lot of people that just do this completely backwards, didn't do any of this, and run every day or train and everything. You wonder why they look like that marathon runner that has no body mass.
To kind of piggyback on that, and speaking of preservatives and fillers, I don't know what enzymes are, but in terms of the enzyme, vitamin, mineral part, are there specific vitamins or things you should look for, or look out for in vitamins?
Quality controls.
And in the performance recovery.
Yeah, I'll just say like 25% of every product at GNC fails the NCAA drug test. Only 12 of them pass the World Anti-Doping Agency's protocol for banned substances. 12 out of the whole store. There's a lot of junk on the market. So when you're looking at stuff, look for certifications like NSF certified, WADA certifications is informed choice. That's what we have to go by because we train Olympians. So when we go through that, we're making sure there's no banned substances, no fillers and additives. They're all pharmaceutical grade. You want to make sure that you're using, you guys know the number one safety rule in supplements? Never brand mix. Don't take one company's multivitamin, another one's cleanse, another one's protein powder, another one's pre-workout drink. They're not designed together. They don't even call each other. Make sure you're using a single line or there's no synergy built into it. The last thing you want to do is take 4 different companies' product, well, all they wanted you to feel it a little bit, and they put 40 milligrams of niacin in every single one, and you're red and itchy and just completely flushed because you have stroke level of niacin in your body because every one of them put it in there and they didn't talk to each other. Those safety, those things are absolutely dangerous. So qualifications, they don't have to be 100% organic. You guys know supplements, they want to be safe and effective. Organic has to do with foods. And you just want to make sure it's safe and effective, it's been monitored. If something's 100% organic, it doesn't mean it's on your plan. I mean, not to be crude, if dog food's organic, don't eat it. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's right for you. You want to make sure you're using a safety margin, you're using something that's effective, and you're eating as healthy and as organic and natural as possible in your food items. There are things that can enhance the flow. Does that answer the question, or is it going down the right path, or is there something else there?
Yeah, what line would you recommend?
Am I allowed to say?
Yeah, please. I give you.
I'm not here to promote. I'm here to teach, because I know you guys work with all different trainers. Yes, no?
Well, you can tell them what.
Okay, I exclusively use
Yeah.
Advocare. Advocare is the only line we can use in all of our stores.
And then a big question I have is things like that, like supplements, what about sugar? Sweeteners in those things and the dye?
Yeah, we get a lot of people that say, well, gosh, there's sucralose in some of your stuff. You guys ever looked at the actual medical reports on sucralose and not the blog article sites of the opinions that have no medical backing that has been referenced by all the other ones? Sucralose is 600 to 800 times more sweetening than table sugar, and it's made from sucrose, which is table sugar. So it digests the same, it's not synthetic. It's 600 to 800 times more sweetening. So when you see something like a sucralose and Spark, anybody drink Spark in here? It's 2 crystals in the whole packet. Your stomach acid dissolves it. It's not even detectable in small intestine or the intestines. It's literally just enough for the taste palate. It's not enough for the body. There's 3 packets of equal on the diet soda. People are going, oh, it's got sucralose in it. They're drinking a Diet Coke, and I'm like, what? It's an oxymoron. So there's some risk in life, but you want to minimize the risk. So we want to make sure that we look at how those things affect you. So when it comes to enzymes, there's 3,000 different enzymes in the human body. There's over 7,000 enzymic reactions. You know that vitamins are not vital amines? They were mislabeled in the 1930s. They're all coenzymes. There's no activation in the cell unless an enzyme reacts with it. There are 90 different nutrients your body needs. 60 of those are minerals. 20 of those are vitamins. 12 of those are amino acids. 3 of those are essential fatty acids. 3 conjugated linoleic acids. Your hormones are produced from fats. You need good fats in your diet. Cook with coconut oil or grass-fed beef butter. Any other oils that you may use, put on food after it's cooked or it changes to a bad fat and raises your bad cholesterol. Don't cook with olive oil. Cook with coconut oil. You guys know these things? This is all this is all stuff that people just don't get. Our schools don't teach it. It's crazy, but it's the truth. It's true. Yep.
I have another question, but I already asked a question, so I don't know if anybody else has.
Well, I just wasn't calling.
Okay, she'll go, then it goes like that.
So which sweeteners are okay and which ones are total crap and you should avoid like the plague?
Really, I shy away from the blue and pink packets just because they don't digest very fast.
Okay.
They're not dangerous, they just don't digest. There's never been one recorded death from somebody eating those things
Yes.
because it doesn't actually get in. But it also clogs you up. My whole point is I want to stay efficient. I don't like the aftertaste of a Truvia or stevia. It has a bitter aftertaste, so this taste profile, if you're going to have a sugar at all, which I just don't add to anything actually, I just don't mind a little bit of sucrose or sucralose. I don't mind natural fructose sugars, which is a fruit sugar, or a crystalline fructose. If you notice, like a Advocare meal replacement shake has 12 grams of sugar, but for diabetics, they say you're supposed to stay below 6. Okay, well, the glycemic index of crystalline fructose, which is used in the shakes, is 1/3. It's only equal to 4 grams of table sugar sucrose, which is what they're referring to as the benchmark. So it's actually below the line. So when you're looking at different things like that, you have to know the type. Dextrose is the highest in insulin response. Crystalline fructoses and things are actually some of the lowest. So you want to know where that is in the glycemic index if you're diabetic.
Okay,
Oh.
mine was.
One more jump in, yes ma'am. Choose first one here, so she needs the question.
You have good body mass,
Mhm.
okay? But you have really high fat. The program that you're talking about, how do you list that all out?
Okay.
What kind of program would you put a person on if they do need to lose this fat? I see what you've written down there.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Who did the body fat analysis machine? Okay, that's my machine, so I know you guys are using the right reports on that. The lean body mass on there. If you take the lean body mass and say, I want to be more toned, just add 5 pounds if you're a woman to that lean body mass, 10 if you're a man. Genetic difference. We can tone you up pretty quickly, first 90 days. And just add 5% if you're a man to that number, 12% if you're a female. So if you have 100-pound lean body mass, add 5, your new muscle tone. Remember, when you guys start working out, you should see the scale go up the first 4 weeks. We hope for that in the sports world. Because more muscle mass means higher metabolic baseline, means more fat loss later. It's not what you have the first 4 weeks, it's what you have every week thereafter. So I muscle weighs more than fat by 3 times, so I want to tone up first. Remember, you want to feel better first. You want to perform better second. You want to look better third, because then it's permanent. If you look better right away and it plateaus, you're gaining it back. Anybody on diet feel horrible? You're not sustaining that. There's no way. You can't sustain that level of feeling. You want to feel good. When you're on the plan, you should have energy and natural tone and feel it like you want to get off the couch. So take the lean body mass plus 5 and just multiply times 1.12, add 12%. That's your actual whole body weight. It's yours. That's why we have the data. Now, use that as what you feed. Whole body weight. We don't have time to go through the formulas, but if you guys get with Daniel or your trainer, they can walk you through that. It's a very simple formula. It's on the website too. You guys can go with the formulas are on there. But you just plug in the goal weight and it tells you how many calories. So take a 120-pound female. If they work out even half an hour, 3 days a week, that's 2,400 calories a day is their minimum. You have to compensate for the exercise or repair of the muscle. If you're about 130, it's about 2,600 calories a day. My girlfriend was 128. She trains 3 days a week for about 40 minutes. She's down 10.2% body fat on that. She's 3,000 calories a day, no carb. She has 8-pack abs. I told her, we need to get you some pie. You make me look bad. She's like, pie. 44, 2 kids, and 8-pack abs. Drives me crazy. Genetically blessed, but we never brought it out until she started the plan. She goes, this is fun. Shut up. I got to work out so much harder to get what she's getting. So. Yeah, even I get jealous. So, okay, what do you got?
What's your perspective on cleansing with juice cleanses, or just juicing in general?
The hard part is it's a pure flushing agent. It's not necessarily rebuilding anything. So if you do the flush, but you don't do the proper rebuild, you may not be getting all the benefit of why you did it. You got to remember, a cleanse is like doing digestive surgery, trying to fix something so you can get to rehab. I want to prep it for the second phase. It's not designed to really do anything except get you ready, get you back to younger years, so that you have all the benefit of you being 18 again. You look 18, so you might be, I don't know, so 25, go with it. So use that to your advantage, the fact that you can maintain that, just keep that rolling, you're going to be great. So the neat thing is, if somebody has not done this, they go, oh my gosh, I just learned this. The reaction to your body is going to be greater than someone like her, who's never really fallen off. You're going to see the dramatic effects start to happen quicker, because the body goes, oh, and it acclimates fast. Like the first picture, Trish Kubias, she was over 500 pounds. She lost 292 pounds. And she had done 9 diets prior to going through the cleanse and detox and then putting all the right things in her system. She just used the Spark and the M&S, ate 2 mineral replacement shakes a day and 3 healthy meals, and she felt like getting off the couch and started walking around her block. And then 2 blocks, and then 4 blocks. And then she was doing 5Ks and fundraisers. She's 292 pounds lighter. It wasn't start out joining the gym. It was feel better first. Let me just cleanse and detox and get my energy back. Let me feel like I want to get off the couch. Let me have a little bit of hope again. She started from the beginning and didn't ever fall off plan because it worked. She met herself where she was at. There's no judgment in this game. It's just what's your point A and what's your point B? How can we help? If you have any questions toward that, get the answers. Go for it. Have fun with it. And I'm available. I'll hang out after. If you guys want my phone number, like I did hard. If you guys have questions that you really want to go through, Daniel and them, I mean, we're always available. We're always here. So it's a fun thing to go through. As your body gets into this rhythm, you start to notice all these changes. They're consistent. So if you just take the 90 days till about 104 days till the end of the year, the average person loses 1% of your body weight per week. At 200 pounds, it's 2 pounds a week. So for 100 days till the end of the year, and then all of a sudden jump starting that New Year's resolution, because I didn't gain weight through the holidays, I raised my metabolism before I got to those holiday dinners, didn't gain any weight, and had all that speed going into New Year's resolutions where everybody was motivated. You jump started. That's a fun thing to do. All right, guys, we're going to end it there. I know you guys have work to do. You're at work. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.